so we're doing some Blackout tattoos again today. The barrel of these is overflowing, so yeah, let's get to it.
All right, so first one says, full back piece and recent Blackout forearm. Been watching your channel forever, and you've inspired me to start my Blackout journey. Tattoo above Blackout is Hannibal Lecter with splash paint type style. It's getting covered too. Anyways, appreciate you, brother. I thought I'd at least try and make a video of yours bucket list. Well, check this one off.
Yeah, you gotta set your goals a little higher than that. We get to everyone here on the Remy Reacts eventually. It's Hannibal Lecter?
Above.
Where? I don't see it.
I
kind of see it.
Kind of do.
Yeah, he kind of like... This is a case where, like, you could almost keep that guy because he looks pretty black anyway, you know what I mean?
I think you should just black it out.
Sure, yeah, because, like, without the description, I would just think it was, like, a black shape of some kind, right?
Yeah.
It almost looks like an anchor, you know? Like a painterly kind of black anchor.
Yeah. I like
tire or something.
I like the Blackout better.
Yeah,
I
of course.
also bathroom photo. It's been a while since
that's
we've
okay.
gotten one of those.
But you know what though? At least it's clear, right? Because like all I have to do is go pull it in, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, the light's clear.
Right.
This is better than all of those black screen like edited ones where it's like impossible to see what the tattoo actually looks like. The Blackout that's been done is actually quite nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Blackout looks really decent.
What's on the hand though is that needs to go too.
It's hard to see like the quality of it from here. It's is
it a little cat or
I
a
don't know,
dog
probably.
or some kind of critter? A gorilla?
Nah.
Some kind of critter.
A creature.
A creature.
I mean,
is somehow more readable than that black Hannibal Lecter.
But it's going soon too.
I dig the shirt though.
Well, I was gonna say you and this gentleman wear your shirts the same.
Well, not today, but yeah, I do like those cut-off shirts. You know.
Yeah, I also used to like these cut-off shirts, but
you're not so
now I just
scruffy anymore.
No, I don't look like a scruffy metal kid anymore.
Yeah, I like that style, but yeah, I think the black is pretty solid and nice and black. So I mean, that's about as black as it gets for people watching. Like, it doesn't really get a whole lot better than that. So whoever's doing it is doing a very nice job. I see the other sleeve becoming a black sleeve as well because whatever the hell all this is kind of, it's suspect at best. Is that a nun or something?
I mean, I would black it all out too. Why not? Black sleeves look cool.
Yeah, sometimes I miss it. Like I enjoyed the clean, like just straight up Blackout quite a bit. And like, it's the same thing for my first suit when I had that blacked out. It wasn't like, oh, I hate all of this. It's just like, I want more, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's like, people ask me all the time if I miss any of my old tattoos, and they're expecting it to be something from my first suit. But sometimes I miss like the straight up Blackout.
Yeah.
Right, because I think that was a look,
and it looked nice with like white T-shirts.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still like how things look with white T-shirts, but like,
yeah,
the Blackout just straight up on its own had a very cohesive, clean look to it.
It did.
If I ever miss anything, it's that, not any of my old tattoos.
Awesome.
But I guess that's one of my old tattoos now.
Well, thanks for sending it in.
This is his back piece he sent alongside it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't suit.
No, it looks a little confused.
Other
too.
one.
The background being dark and the dragon being light is nice, but where it's dark and the dragon isn't dark enough, other than the mouth, it's like very odd. I like the size of this thing, but the face should be bigger. And the anatomy just kind of vanishes in places. It's like good and bad. You know what I mean? I kind of love it and I kind of hate it. Like, I want to love this thing. He just doesn't look finished.
I like the face of it a lot. I like the light and dark spots like in the body of it. I feel like scales would make it look better.
It almost looks like two different artists are working on this.
Right.
Like, it's like parts of it are nice and rich, and then it just looks very light and sloppy in other places. Like there wasn't enough time dedicated to everything. This can't be finished. Like it can't. Like, there's no way this is done.
No.
Think about how much cooler this would look if the dragon is in color.
Right.
Right, like all of the dragon is in color and keep the background black and gray.
Most people aren't color people there.
I don't know why that is. Like, it's so crazy to me. Or even just some color highlights in the dragon.
A lot of us live in the darkness.
Yeah, you can do like cool, spooky, dark color though. Doesn't have to be like bubblegum. The minute people talk about color, they think it's like this flamboyant thing. Doesn't have to be that way. Like, you can do dark color. It's cool. Like, color can be cool. I don't know why color has to be so awful. Right? Like, I don't know. And I particularly think black work looks good with color as well.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
With those blackout trad sleeves. Anyway, thanks for sending your stuff, and send your progress when you black out the other sleeve, because that's definitely going to happen.
Right.
It rarely stops at one when you start this.
Truly does. Okay, so the next one says, I got a half blackout sleeve a while back to cover self-harm scars and wanted your opinion. I was a chain smoker from age 13 to now. I'm 20 now, and I used to burn myself. I got this tattoo to cover the scars over a year ago to symbolize the feeling I had, but had not yet quit smoking. I still have it says I still have quit nicotine altogether. I think probably haven't is what they mean. Or maybe they have recently and no longer self-harm. So maybe they did quit nicotine and self-harm. That's good for you. I wanted to know if you think this needs another pass, and also your opinion on my hand rose.
Oh boy. There's a lot to unpack in there.
Yeah, well,
I think this person is very, very young.
Yeah, well, they're 20.
Yeah, but like, there's so much to say. Those look almost like burn marks, not like cuts, right?
No, but it's
self-harm.
Self-harm, so but with the you know.
Yeah, I was thinking this was gonna look like more like
the slices. Yeah. No, I actually think that the blackout does a decent job of camouflaging them.
I think if it's solid, then they go away. They don't look that scarred.
So maybe a second pass?
Oh, definitely a second pass. That would have been recommended anyway.
Yeah.
Like the black is pretty splotchy. Right? Overall, like this is not what I think. This is what I know. You're not asking me what I think of the quality here. This guaranteed needs a blackout, a second pass. It's not even close.
Yeah, I think definitely both sides give it a second pass.
The whole and then it's going to continue as well, right? So
yeah, and then
I also think like being 20 years old and being this like far along already into this is pretty wild. Like, I think you should be having a little more fun. I personally think blackout should come later, but like whatever, it's become an aesthetic choice these days.
I think though too, a lot of people, because I've had clients that are covering up some self-harm tattoos, and I think like for some people this just seems like the easier way or the more appropriate way. I don't think that it's actually a great way to mask scars. Right? Like every scar I had on my blackout, you could see it, and especially in photos you could see it. Like the outline of my spawn face on my left bicep, like in certain light you basically could still see spawn because his whole outline was scarred in there. I can still find him some days through all the bullshit we put over it even. Yeah, I mean, like, to me,
black just turns the scar black.
If this is my arm, like, I'd continue blacking it out. I'd also black out this rose.
Oh yeah, the rose is not nice.
But I would find an artist that's like really good or is willing to work with you and do white on black, because I think if you want to disappear those scars, I think everything
should slow down a little bit.
Your white on black will help though.
I think everything should slow down a little bit. Right, like we're making too many choices too quickly here. I don't think white on black should come into this yet at all.
No.
I think you should wear the black for a while and, let it sink in. Slow it down a little bit. Progress with a little more caution. That rose needs to go, right? And it's placed very, very terribly. Look at the shape of his hand, and then the shape. Why do this to someone? Do you know where the rose was supposed to go? Like, it's very easy to see where the rose was supposed to go.
Yeah,
Where
well, I
you
think
know
they
where
were,
you would place this rose.
Yeah, I just think they were being really afraid of the knuckles.
You don't need to go on the knuckles to change the placement of this rose.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pretty fucking easy to place it better than this. So, I think it was pretty obnoxious placement on the part of whoever did this thing. The black is better than the rose is, but, you know, not by a whole lot. It is better, though. It's an easy fix, though. You're going to get rid of the rose. Like, it's obvious that that's what needs to happen next. I think finish the arm up, do as many passes as it takes to make this solid, and then just rest on it for a bit. But at being 20 years old and this much of a story on this arm already it's kind of crazy. You got to consider, like, you've got a long time left to go on this. Maybe go tattoo something else or do some other things. That would be my recommendation. I wouldn't recommend doing white on black tattoos this early in, because there's a good chance that you'll want to cover those as well.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to be the same quality as this rose.
I just meant eventually if they want to camouflage the scars more, that's the option.
The thing is, when you're already covering things that young in life, I wouldn't recommend doing more things on top of the thing that you covered, because it's very likely that you're going to do more harm. I think it's good to just take things a little slower sometimes. I mean, for myself, I was prohibited by a variety of factors when I was young to not end up getting like a whole bunch of things done that, you know, maybe I don't want realistically. And I think people are going to find this ironic, because I've had more work covered than probably anyone who's ever lived. But none of it was very bad, though, right? It was always just like people were a lot of times wondering what the fuck I was thinking covering it. So it was a lot of good stuff. It's just I had a lot of jet lag because I got to get most of my tattoos late in life after I bought my house and things like that, right? So I was like, okay, now I got money to do what I want. So it was still going to professionals and things like this, right? This looks like we're just rushing into things. And I would just recommend everything slows down a bit. And definitely do a second pass at the very least. And I think the rose needs to go.
Yeah, don't like the rose.